What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Heart Over Height episode. Today we're going to be going over USA playing Germany. This game happened literally today, 7/22. So we're just going to be breaking down the game and everything like that, talking about it, highlights and all that good stuff. So if you do enjoy this kind of content, do me a huge favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 12K subs. We're super close. And then go ahead and comment down below on who do you believe will be the toughest matchup for the United States coming forward. So with that being said, let's get right on into it. So this game was actually really fun. The United States has been tested here in and here out. The game did end 92-88 with the United States taking the win. Now, this game was it was a very close game, very intense game. U.S. started off jumping out of the gun, just leading pretty dominantly, and then Germany started to climb back, just couldn't end up pushing enough in that fourth quarter. But let's go over the United States stats here. So, the player of the game, we'll just say it, everyone knows it, it's Lebron. LeBron, 18 minutes, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, shot the ball extremely well, 8 for 11, 2 for 2 from 3, and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He was just the guy. You know, I mean, Germany doesn't really have a whole lot of defenders to contain him. They tried throwing a few different guys at him, Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner, and then even like Daniel Theis, for example, someone long and lanky like Isaac Bonga as well. It just was not, they didn't have any brute force, big, strong, athletic guy. You know, Daniel Theis tried his best to be big and strong, but not the quickness and speed that LeBron has. As well, you had to worry about the other guys on the court, Embiid, Bam, Anthony Davis, so Theis couldn't be everywhere. They even tried to put Schroeder on him at one point just to add that defensive intensity that he provides. So, now again, Kevin Durant did not play in this game, but other players in this game that did shine, you see Anthony Edwards, 4 for 8 from the field, did not take a three, which was a little... You know, obviously they're still just going in. He only played 20 minutes, but 11 points, solid outing for him as well. You look at another guy, Steph Curry, did not have a great shooting game again. You know, we're kind of seeing this, but of course I think that he's getting into the flow of things, even though he's not. His defensive intensity feels a lot higher than normal too. I think that there's a hunger here for the United States. Now, of course, they're coming in as top dogs. They're expecting to win gold and everything like that, and they're being shown why these other countries aren't a joke. You know, these South Sudan that they just played, that they just won by 1 point. You know, Germany, for example, they just played and obviously only won by 4. These games are tough, and they're not as easy as I think that a lot of people were expecting. Even just talking to some of my just close buddies, everyone was expecting the United States to walk in and just literally cakewalk. But that is exactly why I put out that video a little bit ago showcasing 5 teams that could be dangerous. One of those teams happened to be Germany. Another one was Australia. Now, I didn't put South Sudan in there because I wasn't expecting that at all. I put France in there. Serbia, they manhandled Serbia. That was no problem. But, of course, you had to take into consider Jokic. But let's get back to this game here. So, Anthony Davis had a pretty solid outing in 14 minutes, 10 points, 7 rebounds. You know, him and Franz Wagner were going, Mo Wagner were going back and forth for just a few minutes there. Embiid actually had probably his best game so far. 21 minutes, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for him, 5 for 8 from the field goal. You like to see that out of Embiid. Finally, we're seeing something, because I was concerned that he was playing himself right onto the bench, right into the, you know, throw him into the, he's going to get these did not play kind of minutes, and finally he proves that he can play with this United States roster. He actually had a nasty block too, a disgusting rim rejection that was pretty gnarly. I'd like to, you know, just let's talk about some of the negatives here. Devin Booker's got to play better. If you're playing 25 minutes, you got to be able to put up more than 3 points if you're Devin Booker. I mean, you're Devin Booker. I understand that he's not the number one option and everything like that, but I'm expecting more. Another disappointing player is honestly Jason Tatum hasn't been impressive to me. 4 points, 6 rebounds. Now, of course, his role on this roster is a little different than it is in Boston. He is, coming off the bench. He's playing kind of a role player role, just kind of doing it all while the other guys kind of take over so far, Now, I think his future is bright with the United States. I think his very next Olympics will showcase to a lot of people his eclectic skill set that he does have, of course. But overall, I think he's still getting into the flow of like playing into his role because it's different. The thing about Germany is Germany has a lot of players on their roster that are willing to just play their role and play how they should play for this team. When they go off into their own leagues, Dennis Schroeder for, in the NBA, or Franz, playing in Orlando, Mo Wagner in Orlando, they play a lot different than they do on Germany because their expectations are way different. A lot of these guys haven't adjusted to that yet. The fact that they're not the number one option, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, even Steph Curry at times. You see that they are not necessarily that number one option, so they just need to adjust their game. Now, guys who are performing at a really high level have already in the past bought into that role of like I'm the number 2 or number 3. Anthony Davis is a good example of that. Drew Holiday is a perfect example of that, of buying into your role. Even Embiid has done that at a really great level. Although this is his only first really good game, he's proven in the past that he could play with stars like Maxey and other players. He'll be playing with Paul George, James Harden. Now, Steph is the questionable one. I just think he's having a bit of a shooting funk. I think that he definitely can play with the rest of these guys. Of course, I think that he's kind of that perfect player to play around LeBron and Embiid because he spaces the floor so much. Even shot creators like Anthony Edwards, having that three-point sniper, Steph Curry, every team could use him. So let's go on over and talk about Germany here because they had some very impressive players here. Specifically, you look at obviously Franz Wagner. He is turning into the next guy. Dennis Schroeder is the guy. He's the captain of this roster. He turns up another level whenever he plays with them. Kind of like I was saying, he is given the keys. Well, he's passing the torch down to guys like Franz, the younger guys because realistically, this might be Dennis Schroeder's last or second to last Olympics, So he is putting it all out there and then helping the transition for somebody like Franz Wagner to take over. Now, one thing I was really impressed about was the fact Dennis Schroeder only played 17 minutes, had 10 assists. He shot the ball poorly. It was not good, but he playmakes. And the thing about him when he playmakes is his eyes are elsewhere at all times whenever he passes the ball, and he puts the ball in the perfect spot. So many dips, dimes, and all that. The cutter coming to the basket, he's looking the other way, throwing that ball right to the cutter, and it's going just a perfect pass. I think you obviously got to talk about their three-point sniper. He played Andreas Obst, or however you pronounce his last name, 14 points, 4 for 10 from 3. Solid outing for him. I was also really impressed with Daniel Tice because Daniel Tice, he got physical. He was not scared and did not back down from guys like LeBron or Anthony Davis or anything, and nor does he do that in the NBA, but he also attacked them on the offensive side of the ball. Same thing with Mo Wagner. Mo Wagner down here, 14 minutes, 12 points, 7 rebounds. Solid outing for them as well. Again, not afraid to go at Anthony Davis, not afraid to go at LeBron, all those players. You look at this roster here and why it was so close. And it is categories like everyone sharing minutes, and then everyone getting involved, and then everyone shooting the ball relatively decent. Obviously Dennis Schroeder didn't have a good game, but 5 for 12, 6 for 14, not poorly. 5 for 8 for Mo Wagner. Free throws, they're pretty good free throw shooting team. And they just play very solid defense. Overall, everyone gets involved on the defensive side of the ball. Every single person. And whether it's getting a switch toward Dennis Schroeder's on LeBron, it's not just a lot of guards when they got LeBron on them will just end up just kind of backing down, whereas Dennis Schroeder got in his body. You know, a lot of guards will back off so that LeBron could take the three because they'd rather have that than some dunk or layup where they get bodied. Dennis Schroeder was in his face, wanting him to drive because he trusts his teammates behind him, the Mo Wagner and then the Daniel Tice, to rim protect for him. Whereas he is just going to go for the steal, the long athletic guard that he is. So I also don't think that we saw exactly the full keys of both teams. They definitely held back a bit, especially with guys like Mo Wagner only playing 14 minutes, Dennis Schroeder only playing 17 minutes, even the United States. Drew Holiday playing 12 minutes, Bam, Anthony Davis playing 14, Jason Tatum, Derek White playing 14. Now, of course, there's only so much time on the game. So, you know, realistically, how much do you give to every single player? I'm just saying that because it's still an exhibition match, this means that there's opportunity that we haven't seen yet. I can see a hunger in LeBron's eyes that he wants that gold bad. And the biggest question is Kevin Durant. Is Kevin Durant going to play? Because LeBron's going to put out a showing for his last Olympics. Is Durant? Are they saving Durant? Being like, hey, don't play. Just chill. Get as healthy as you can so that we go into France and we smack them in the mouth kind of thing. So, all right, guys. Well, if you do enjoy this kind of content, do me a huge favor. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Comment down below on how you felt about this game overall and who is the United States' biggest threat come the Olympic actual games. So, with that being said, it's been another Heart Over Height, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.